Imagine being stuck in a disaster only to realize that your survival gear isn't up to the task. A single mistake can put you and your loved ones in danger. This is why prepping matters. Prepping, a word that's become more familiar over the years, is not just about having a bag of items ready to grab in case of an emergency. It's about being prepared for anything, and that includes having the right gear and equipment to ensure your survival. But why is this so important? Well, let's face it, we live in a world of uncertainties. Disasters, both natural and man-made, can strike at any time. When they do, we are often left to fend for ourselves. Emergency services may be stretched thin, and help may not arrive immediately. In these critical moments, your survival and that of your loved ones may hinge on your preparedness. Now, we're not just talking about having a first aid kit or a few canned goods stashed away. We're talking about comprehensive preparedness. This involves having a well-considered bug-out bag, a stockpile of food and water, a secure shelter, and reliable tools and equipment. It's about knowing what to do when the power goes out, when the water supply is cut off, or when you need to evacuate your home. But here's where many people stumble. They underestimate the importance of quality. They may have a survival kit, but is it equipped with the right items? Is their gear durable, reliable, and fit for purpose? A single mistake, a single oversight, can have serious, even deadly consequences. Prepping is about more than just surviving. It's about thriving in the face of adversity. It's about ensuring you have the tools, knowledge, and skills to navigate whatever life throws at you. And this starts by avoiding common mistakes that could compromise your survival. So remember, prepping isn't just about having a kit, it's about having the right kit. As we move forward, we will delve into the common mistakes to avoid. The first mistake to avoid is relying on low-quality gear. When disaster strikes, your survival may depend on the quality of your equipment. In the world of prepping, every detail matters, and one of the most crucial details is the quality of your gear. You see, gear is not just about having the right tools at your disposal, it's about having tools you can trust. Tools that won't fail you when you need them the most. Consider this. You're in a survival situation, and the gear you thought would save you suddenly breaks down. Maybe it's a cheap fire starter that doesn't spark, or a flimsy tent that can't withstand a gust of wind. Perhaps it's a low-grade flashlight that dies just as the sun sets. These are not just inconveniences, they can be life-threatening. That's why investing in high-quality gear is so important. It's not about brand names or high price tags, it's about reliability, it's about durability. It's about gear that's been tested and proven to work in the toughest conditions. So what should you look for in quality gear? Start with materials. Look for gear made from durable, long-lasting materials that can withstand the elements. Look for proven performance. Read reviews, do your research, and learn from the experiences of others. And finally, look for versatility. Good gear should be able to adapt to a variety of scenarios, helping you to navigate whatever situation you find yourself in. And remember, quality gear doesn't have to break the bank. There are affordable options out there that don't sacrifice reliability. It's about making smart, informed choices. It's about understanding that in a survival situation, your gear is your lifeline. So, let's be clear. Low-quality gear can cost you more than just money. It can cost you your survival. It's a risk that's simply not worth taking. So, when it comes to gear, always opt for quality over cost. Your survival could depend on it. The second mistake is underestimating the importance of a reliable shelter. A robust, weather-resistant shelter is more than just a roof over your head. It's a sanctuary, a refuge, a bulwark against the elements. It's the difference between shivering through a storm and resting comfortably as the tempest howls outside. When Mother Nature decides to show her wrath, whether it be a torrential downpour or a sweltering heat wave, a reliable shelter is your first line of defense. It's an unsung hero of survival, shielding you from the harshness of the elements, offering a degree of comfort in the most uncomfortable of situations, and providing a sense of security when everything else seems uncertain. Now let's talk about what makes a shelter reliable. It's not just about being sturdy, although that's certainly a key factor. It's about weather resistance. Can it withstand heavy rain, strong winds, or even snow? Is it insulated enough to keep you warm in cold weather, yet ventilated enough to keep you cool when it's hot? Durability is another critical factor. A shelter that falls apart after a few uses is no shelter at all. It needs to be tough, able to take a beating and come out the other side still standing strong. And then there's ease of assembly. In a survival situation, time is often of the essence. A shelter that's complex and time-consuming to set up can be more of a hindrance than a help. Look for one that's simple and quick to assemble so you can get it up and running when you need it most. Lastly, consider the size. A shelter needs to be spacious enough to accommodate you and your gear comfortably, but at the same time it shouldn't be so large that it's difficult to heat or cool effectively. Choosing the right shelter may seem like a daunting task, but it's a crucial step in your survival preparation. Do your research, weigh your options, and make an informed decision. The right shelter can make all the difference in a survival scenario. Remember, a reliable shelter can be the difference between safety and exposure to harsh elements. The third mistake is overlooking the importance of good lighting. In the realm of survival, the power of illumination cannot be overstated. It's not just about having a light source, it's about having the right kind of light source that can withstand the rigors of a survival situation. Picture this, you're in the wilderness, it's pitch black and you're trying to navigate your way through unfamiliar terrain. Or you're in a blackout situation in an urban environment, trying to find your way through a maze of debris and obstacles. In these scenarios, a reliable and bright light source becomes your best friend. So, what should you look for in a good flashlight or other light sources? First, consider the brightness. A high-quality flashlight can emit a powerful beam of light that can cut through the darkness and illuminate your path. Next, think about battery life. In a survival situation, you're not going to have the luxury of charging your flashlight whenever you want. You need a flashlight that can run for extended periods on a single set of batteries. Durability is another crucial factor. Your flashlight should be able to withstand the rigors of the outdoors, including drops, water, and dust. Finally, consider the size and weight of your flashlight. It should be compact enough to fit in your survival kit, but still robust enough to provide sufficient illumination. Now, beyond just lighting your path, a good flashlight can also serve as a signaling device in emergency situations. A bright, flashing light can attract the attention of rescuers from miles away. And let's not forget about the psychological aspect of illumination. In a crisis, being able to see clearly can provide a significant boost to your morale and sense of security. It's a beacon of hope in the darkness, a reminder that you're not alone. Never underestimate the power of good illumination. It can help you navigate, signal for help, and find your way in the dark. When prepping for survival, always remember that a good light source is not a luxury. It's a necessity. The fourth mistake is compromising on food storage. Imagine this. You've stocked up on all the essentials. You've got grains, canned goods, water purification tablets, but then disaster strikes. Your food supplies, your lifeline are spoiled, contaminated, or worse, eaten by pests. Why? Because you didn't invest in proper food storage. When it comes to survival, sturdy, airtight containers are your best friends. They're the unsung heroes of your survival kit, the guardians of your sustenance. They protect your food from air, moisture, and pests, preserving its nutritional value and prolonging its shelf life. Think about it. In a survival situation, every morsel of food is precious. It's not just about filling your stomach, it's about getting the nutrients your body needs to function, to fight, to survive. You can't afford to waste food, not when you don't know when your next meal will be. That's where proper food storage comes in. It prevents spoilage, it minimizes waste, and it ensures that when you open that container, whether it's tomorrow or 6 months from now, the food inside is still safe to eat. But proper food storage isn't just about containers. It's also about how and where you store them. Keep them in a cool, dry place, away from direct sunlight. Stack them properly to prevent accidents. And always label them. Because in a crisis you don't want to waste time guessing what's inside each container. Remember, in a survival scenario, food isn't just food, it's your lifeline, it's your energy source, it's your ticket to seeing another day. And proper food storage? That's your ticket to making sure your food lasts as long as you need it to. So invest in sturdy, airtight containers. Learn the best practices for food storage, because when it comes to survival, every bite counts. Remember, proper food storage can prolong shelf life and minimize waste. It ensures you have nourishment during times of scarcity.